Hello, this is Danny Blyth looking at tonification, sedation and horary points in 5-element acupuncture. Please pause and read this. Remember, this is for acupuncture students and practitioners only. This is one of the main ways we use the element points. These were historically first written about in the Ming dynasty. We're basically treating deficiency by guiding it from the other channels, and this was discussed right back in Su Wen 5. And mother-child, so treat the combination of treating the element before and the element following was discussed in the Nanjing. Tonification points, this is a way of pulling the qi from the previous element, from the mother to the child, and the qi is pulled from yang organ to yang organ, from fu to fu, and from yin organ to yin organ, from zhang to zhang. And this is especially good if the mother is relatively stronger. So for example, if we got a water CF and we're treating on the water and the water is weaker than the metal element, we can do the metal points on the water channels to pull energy from metal into water and help to establish better balance. So in this case we would do kidney 7, which is the metal point on the kidney, and bladder 67, which is the metal point on the bladder, and that would pull energy from the lung to the kidney, from the large intestine to the bladder, and we would tonify without retention of those points. Sedation points follow the same idea, except this time we're pushing qi into the following element from mother to child, and again from yang to yang and from yin to yin. So if the mother is relatively stronger, and especially if the mother is excessive, then this is a really good way of treating. This is much less commonly used than tonification points. So, for example, if we've got a wood CF and the wood is stronger than the fire, and especially if the wood is excessive and the fire is deficient, then we could do the fire points on the wood channel, or to push energy from the wood into the fire. So we would use liver 2, which is the fire point on the liver, which would pull energy from the liver to the pericardium. And we would use gallbladder 38, which is the fire point on the gallbladder, which would pull energy from the gallbladder into the triple burner. And we would use sedation or even technique on those. Finally, the Horary points. This is when we use the channel's own element. So we use the earth points of the earth channels. And these are especially useful during the 2-hour peak period according to the law of midday and midnight. They can also be used for their seasonal time as well. So water points for the winter, wood points for the spring. So to give you an example, for an earth CF, if we wanted to give some extra tonification to the earth elements, we might try and time it so that we can treat somebody between 7 and 11 a.m. and we would do the earth points on the earth channels. So that would be spleen 3, the earth point on the spleen, and stomach 36, the earth point on the stomach. You will have a lecture on the law of midday and midnight and how we look at these different timings. Here's an overview now of which channel is at its peak and when it's at its weakest. So for example, the heart is at its peak between 11 a.m. and 1 p.m. and at its weakest between 11 p.m. and 1 a.m. Obviously not all the Horary points are useful unless you want to get up in the middle of the night and treat your patients, but a lot of them are. So stomach 36 between 7 and 9, spleen 3, 9 to 11, heart 9, 11 to 1, small intestine 5, 1 to 3, bladder 66, 3 to 5, kidney 10, 5 to 7, and if you're a night owl, pericardium 8 between 7 and 9, and triple burner 6 between 9 and 11.